Is Eric the new Lisa? Going into next week's episode, we're going to see how well Eric does under fire. Kristen is suspicious of Eric. She thinks that he didn't speak enough or as frequently as he usually would, leading Kristen to believe that Eric is a traitor. I think Kristen has a lot of sway. I think that she will be able to convince Mark Ballas to vote in her favor. And I also think that she could probably convince Rob, if he were a faithful. That could swing the table. Rob, of course, has the double dagger, so he could either save or condemn Eric to banishment. And I think everything is going to rest on how Eric defends himself and how he plays things in this next episode. I think there were a few logical arguments that Eric could have made that he just didn't think of at the time. He wasn't expecting Kristen to accuse him, and he definitely was coming off as flustered. I think initially he could have said, I was siding with what everyone else was saying about Steven. Why did Lisa put her rocks in Steven's chest? And then additionally, Dorinda being killed could make it look like she was on to Steven and that Steven wanted her out. Dorinda was one of the people gunning for Steven. She kept noting that it was odd that the rocks were going into Lisa's bin. I think Eric could have just said, I really thought that he killed Dorinda. Also could have went back on prior experiences. He could have said that the last time he spoke up at a round table, he condemned another faithful. Remember when he was like, it was you because I can hear melodies and I just know that was your laugh. Bless you, Eric, you're wrong. That could have been another argument in his arsenal. He could have said that he didn't want to have to experience that again, so he felt that he should vote for Steven because that was the most convincing argument, but he didn't want to speak up because he didn't want to be the final say or reason that a faithful went home. I also think he could have thrown a little bit of blame back on Kristen. Similarly to Mark Ballas, he could have said, we were all going to vote for Johnny and you voted for Tara. So what does that say about you, Kristen? Arguing and asking questions doesn't seem like Eric's style, so it could have drawn more suspicion from Kristen, but it still would have been better than I don't know. I'm hoping Rob coaches him a little bit up in that turret, ready with a better counterclaim to Kristen's accusations, and hopefully he gets the suspicion off of him. But what do you think? Will Eric survive the next episode, or is he going to be banished as a traitor?